I currently live a life where almost 24 hours of my day, except the time I sleep, is constant stimulation, where I constantly have something going on. I wake up, I'm like, let's not open social media, but let me listen to some music. Alright, so I'll start listening to music, then I go to the washroom, then I'm like, okay, let me open social media, let me check my messages. Then I'm done with that, I'm going to the shower. Alright, a bit of music is fine. A bit of music, at least it's better than not doing nothing, right? And for the past few days, I've been testing out this theory, whether not doing these things in these particular times, does it actually help me out or not? Right, so I have a job interview today, and for that, I had to do some research. I'm like, alright, let me, instead of listening to music, instead of checking my DMs, let me just not do anything for the first 5 hours of the day. And in that, I managed to get insane amounts of ideas, which I'm gonna be presenting right now in a few hours. And I'm 100% sure it's gonna land me the job. It's just guaranteed. It was surprising to me how many crazy ideas I got just by not doing anything. So in this video, I'll tell you exactly how you can outwork everybody by being bored. Today is 24th June 2022. I've officially made 1 lakh rupees.
All right, Shrey, what's your question, my friend?
Sorry, it's raining outside, so my voice may not be as clear, but just bear with me throughout this video, please. So my point over here is that boredom is actually a good thing. So just hear me out for a sec. There was an experiment done, I don't know when, but in that experiment, people were kept into a room. It had nothing. The room was empty. People had nothing to do. All they had was a button. All right, on their table they had a button, which when they pressed gave them an electric shock. All right, so participants were told beforehand that this button is going to give you electric shock, and beforehand they were asked, okay, do you see yourself pressing a button which gives you electric shocks? Would you yourself inflict pain upon yourself? And most of them, they were like, even if you give me money, I would not shock myself. Do you know what actually happened? What actually happened was that people that not only pressed the button, they pressed it multiple times. They were like spamming it, L2 spam. Here are the results. Almost 67% of men and 25% of females pressed the button repeatedly. Now, why there's a gender difference, I don't know. But regardless, it's still quite a significant amount, especially on the male side. This proves to you that people can go to great lengths to avoid boredom. So, but how is it a positive thing? Why are people trying to avoid boredom? People just may want to avoid their thoughts and not want to face whatever they're facing. They just want constant distraction, constant stimulation. But I'll tell you, let's not talk about the negatives. I think we all know why people avoid boredom. But let me talk to you about why boredom is so useful to you. How boredom can be used as an advantage. So imagine, just like the experiment, you were kept in a room with nothing to do. Instead of an electric button, you have your work in front of you. You have your homework, you have your assignment, you have your project, you have your whatever office work. And it's up to you. Either do nothing or do your work. What do you think you're gonna do? The work, right? Because boredom is not an option. Alright? When you are so bored, anything is exciting. And studies have proven that even a 30-second email check during your work can hugely disrupt your ability to focus and all for the next 30 minutes. 30 seconds of email or social media, whatever, can affect up to 30 minutes. Naval Ravikant also had another quote where he said, all of man's problems would be solved if he had the ability to sit in a room for 30 seconds. The thing is, nobody can anymore, right? I challenge you right now. Can you sit 30 minutes doing nothing in your room? You're not allowed to sleep. You're not allowed to, distract yourself with singing, like some fidgeting, none of that. Just sit like this. 30 minutes. Can you sit like this or no? I want to see if you can do it or not. If you can, that's a really good sign. It means you're not as messed up as everybody else yet. And do you think like Christopher Columbus, the guy who like traveled to different continents and stuff, would he have sailed upon a ship into the unknown if he had like video games and like all this junk food and all these other things? Do you think that if he had video games and all and social media, would he even consider the fact to travel the seven seas and discover new lands? No, right? It didn't work that way. People invent stuff out of boredom. You see, you get new ideas, novel ideas because of boredom. You're thinking that, okay, I need to consume more content, and even if you're learning, completely fine. If you're, let's say, watching an educational podcast, you think you're learning, but your brain needs time to process that information. It needs time to connect the dots with the information that you've learned. Alright? No video is gonna give you that. The only thing that's gonna work is you just going about your day and not doing anything. Alright? A good time to just make it a rule. You don't have to not do anything, for 1 hour. I'm not telling you to meditate. I'm just telling you, after you wake up, don't check your phone. After you in the washroom, don't check your phone. At the gym, don't check your phone. While eating, don't check your phone. If you can do these 4 things, that is more than enough for your brain to come up with great novel ideas. Just trust me on that one. God damn it stopped recording and I finished the whole video and now I have to speak all of it again. So now I want to tell you how you can actually customize your work environment in order to suit your productivity, in order to be more productive and take advantage of deep flow, boredom and all of the things that we just discussed. First thing you have to do is to create a minimal distraction environment where, as we discussed earlier, if you only have the option to either work or do nothing, you're gonna end up working. It's a no-brainer. It's not even a thought. You know yourself that, right, if I work or do nothing, it's gonna have to be work. So minimal distraction environment is the first thing you gotta do. Second is, before you start working, just write down what you want to do. So in my case right now, I would be like, okay, record video, edit video, post video, make thumbnail, done. So I have that written down. So I'm not thinking about, okay, did I have to make the thumbnail first or did I have to edit the video first? Like, okay, I've written it, alright, I just have to follow, boom, 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 boom. So that's another thing that will save time. Next is keep water with you and anything else that you need, so you don't have to get up unnecessarily. So like, I have water right here. Whenever I'm thirsty, I drink, and I don't need to get up again and again and disrupt my work time in order to drink water. Alright, this one is extremely important, and if you can do it, great. If you can't, just try to do it as much as you can, which is make a grand gesture. What do I mean by grand gesture? Alright, right now I've made the grand gesture of moving to a new city and exploring new things. It's a complete novel situation for me. I'm not used to all of this, so automatically I'm working better. I've made a grand gesture towards my life and goals, whatever you want to call it. So you can make a grand gesture by getting a new office space, those rental office spaces. They're like 8,000 a month, co-working office spaces. You could get one of those. You could start working in your library, like a local library if you have one. You can go there and work where everybody else is doing the same. If you just customize your environment, just do something different. Make a grand gesture towards your life, whatever it may be. Just move to a new country, move to a new city. Do whatever that is in your ability right now. And we'll see that your productivity, your focus, your desire to succeed, everything's gonna go up. And lastly is gonna be downtime. Alright, so usually people say, alright, walk ke liye jao, ye karne jao, wo karne jao. And there's a reason why people go to walks and all, because as we discussed, it gives them novel ideas. But I don't give a shit about walking. Like, I'm not gonna take out 1 hour of my day and just say, okay, let's go walking. That's useless. I tell you a better way to do this, downtime, which is, as I said earlier, do 4 things in the day where you don't use your phone and you're not distracting yourself. Number 1, while eating you don't use your phone. Number 2, while in the washroom you don't use your phone. Also while taking showers. Do you understand why people get so many new ideas in the shower? It's because of this, right? So in the washroom don't use. While gymming you're not going to use your phone. And finally, after waking up at least for 1 or 2 hours, as much as you can, you're not going to use your phone. Alright, so that's all I had to say for this video. I hope you try this, and I'm really excited for the results you're going to get with this. I'm sorry for this all this noise. It's really annoying. And I have other videos also just like this one which will really help you out, I think. That's all, man. Take care.